All right. Hi, everyone. So we were talking about the DEI working group, and what I said was that the DEI working group focuses on defining and refining metrics that are concerning diversity, equity, and inclusion in open source. Okay, and under the DEI working group, we have like two flagship projects that we run to help acknowledge DEI efforts in open source, and that's the event badging and the project badging. So I'm showing us the website where all of these things happen, the two badging processes. So we have the badging.chaos.community website. This is the home. It gives us the overview of the badging initiative. Like what we do is to award badges to open source projects and events. And then the badges are to showcase commitment to improving and supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion. Now, I'm just going to quickly run through the event badging so that you just understand everything about badging. So for the event badging, what happens here is that it's an award system through which open source events organizers hand badges for their event. So this one is about events. Think Django conference, the PyCon, and all that. They can apply for this type of badge to be able to showcase that they are actually supporting diversity, equity, and inclusion in open source. And so there is a whole process that you have to go through to do that. It's also very easy. And if you look at our badged events, these are the list of events that we have badged so far. You can see them down there. There are some work that still need to be done here, but then we can still see PyTorch conference and all the other events that we have badged. Now, the project badging, instead of events now, the project badging is about badging projects themselves and the communities themselves. So rather than PyCon, for instance, you now think about PSF, which is the Python Software Foundation. So that's just the difference. So the project badge is the badge that you get as a project or as a community that showcases your effort towards DEI in your community. So essentially, it says that you really take DEI seriously in your project or in your community, and then you are able to show how you are doing that, how you are empowering DEI in your community. So the badge is not to it's not like it's a certificate or something. It's just like a way for communities to actually take their time to document their DEI efforts and then be able to showcase it to the world that, oh, this is what we've been doing, and we have a badge for it. So there is a way it works, there is a process that these communities have to go through, right? And I'm going to demonstrate it to you so that you have an understanding of what I'm trying to say. Sorry, I think somebody. Okay, hi, you're coming. Please, could you mute? Please, could you mute? Thank you very much. All right. Okay. So, as I was saying, I said, so you can go through this and just read more so that you can understand. But then I'm just going to demonstrate it for you so that you have like a high level understanding of what the project badging is about. And then if you have questions, then I get to answer you. All right. So let's say that I'm just going to be using okay, let me use chaos community so that we will understand it better. All right, so assume I am not the community manager. Elizabeth Barron is. I'm just saying, assuming I am the community manager, right, for chaos. And then Teresa, as the outreach ambassador, maybe met me in a conference or even knows me on LinkedIn, and then she reaches out to me to say, hey, I am Teresa from Chaos. I am an outreach ambassador for Project Badging, which is an initiative of DEI working group. I would like you to badge with us to be able to showcase your DEI efforts in your community. Do you even have any form of documentation or any form of platform whereby you are ensuring that your contribution towards DEI in your community is very strong and all that? And then if they are open to having that conversation, then you get to engage them and then say, oh, if you don't have one, I can walk you through the process. So what the project badging essentially does for you is that it helps you as the project admin or maintainer or the community manager to take time to reflect about your DEI practices in your own community, see how you're faring, and just document it. And once it's documented in a standard template that I can help you, this is Teresa talking, right? That I can show you, you can just document your practices using this template. And then after you're done, you can then apply for badge. So that badge is like an award that just shows the world that, oh, you are really, really serious about the AI practices in your community. And then Adenka, as the community manager, says, oh, wow, I love that. In fact, we've been wanting to like put clarity into our DEI practices. We just don't know how to go about it. But now that you have shown me the way, no problem. I'm interested. Let's do this. And then Teresa shows me this particular website, and then tells me that, oh, there is a DEI.md file that you can use as a template for you to document your DEI practices, right? So this is the DEI.md template. I'm going to open that for you, and then the DEI.md guide that you can go through. So this is the template. Now we have 4 metrics that we use to measure the DEI practices for projects, and one of them is project access, right? Project access, and essentially what that says is how accessible are you to contributors, right? And then communication transparency, to what extent do people in your community know what is going on in your community, right? Newcomer experiences, new contributors, how easy is it for them to understand the project, for them to belong in the community? Do they see like a contributor ladder that they can climb? Like, okay, if I start here, where will I be in the next 1 year? What impact can I measure that I've been able to make to this community? Then inclusive leadership. How inclusive are you? If we look at your governing board or your co-chairs, how diverse are they? So those are the metrics that we have currently at this level for badging. So the maintainer or the community manager is then going to document their process using this. So let me show you the one that Elizabeth did for CHAOSS. Now, this is a real one that Elizabeth, our community manager, did. So this is the DEI for CHAOSS. You can see here that CHAOSS prioritizes and reflects on DEI through a regular review of project policies and performance. Now, under project access, you can see that she's saying that all virtual meetings are transcribed via the Zoom annotation tool. Our members are able to join via their computer or phone. So essentially, this is how people are able to access the project, right? Then she was able to talk about communication transparency, what they do in CHAOSS, and then the newcomer experiences, and then the inclusive leadership. How is our governance like in CHAOSS? And so she wrote all that down here. So let's say that she's done, right? She's done here. She places this DEI.md file in the root directory of their project. So this is a repository under CHAOSS now. I'm just going to show us. You can see that the DEI.md file is in the root directory. This is where our badging bot is going to scan and look for the DEI.md file. Okay. So once the community manager is done with this file and they've placed it in their project, then they go to our own badging website that Teresa had shown the community manager, and then she clicks apply for badge. Then she clicks project badging. So if their community was hosted in GitHub, they log in with GitHub. If it was GitLab, they log in with GitLab. And then if it's that neither of the two, but they hosted it themselves, we don't have the capabilities for the bots to do that yet. So they have to do that manually. I'm going to show you in a bit. So let me show you about GitHub first. Now, this one I've already authenticated. So the first thing it's going to do is that, let's say she clicked on login with GitHub. It's going to GitHub is going to authenticate the community manager. Let's assume that I am the community manager, so I'm being authenticated. It's going to show you here that this particular badging, like badging CHAOSS community, is trying to gain access to your GitHub account, like just authorize it to be able to do its job. And then if you authorize, it takes you here. So essentially this consists of your selected repositories. So let's assume that I'm the community manager that has like a project that I have already put the DEI.md file. So I have one that I am using for tests and demos. So you can see it here. Hold on. Yeah, you can see this Adenka or SIA test project badging. So of all my repositories now, this particular repository has the DEI.md file. So let's just assume that is the CHAOSS community repo that I selected here also. So then the person is the maintainer or the community manager is going to go ahead and click scan project. And what happens in the back end is that we have a badging bot that goes into the repository of that project, right? Let's say for instance CHAOSS, and then scans for a DEI.md file, goes into that DEI.md file and looks for the metrics that we are trying to measure, looks for the project assets metric, the heading, looks for the inclusive leadership, looks for communication transparency and project access, right? And once it sees that, then it comes back with a success message and then sends the badge to the email of that particular community manager. So currently the project, you can see here, it said, hello, Adenka, you will receive an email shortly. Kindly check your email. So if I check my email now, I'm just going to see the bronze badge. Because we are recording, I will not be able to show you my email. So you will just see the bronze badge, and that community manager can then take that badge and then put it in their community directory. So let's go back to the project that I've badged with us, and I'm going to show you where they placed their own, the badge that they receive. You can see the badge here, the bronze. So the project manager is going to receive this in their email. So let's go to CHAOSS. So CHAOSS has badged. Okay. All right. So you can see it here. The DEI project badge bronze. So this project badge represents our commitment to centering DEI in our community as found in our DEI.md file. So if you have any questions about our DEI.md file, please reach out to the community on Slack. Let me go ahead and show you the other people's own, like GitLab now. GitLab also badged with us, and let's look and see they have the badge here. So I don't know if they placed theirs here, but then their own DEI.md file will be somewhere around this place. They have a lot of files in here. All right, you can see the DEI.md file. Yeah. So this is their own documentation of how they are practicing DEI in GitLab community. You can see. So the bot scans this, and then once it can see, you can see the last reviewed the date is different from the one for CHAOSS. So that was the day that they badged theirs. So once it sees this metrics, it goes ahead and awards them the badge. All right, and then once all of that is done, then they get displayed on our website. Now, what happens if the badging bot does not see any of those metrics? It then gives them like a failure message to say, sorry, we couldn't badge your project because such and such and such metric is missing. Would you like to include it? And then run it again. And the maintainer then has to go back and improve on the doc, then apply for it again. And so once the badging bot sees what it's looking for and all requirements are met, then it goes ahead and gives them that badge. Okay, so what's your duty as an outreach ambassador? I already wrote the responsibilities in the call for ambassadors. So essentially your work is to engage the open source communities around you, to say, hey, this is what we are doing at CHAOSS, this is why we do it, and we would like you to be a part of it. Come badge with us. And then they go through this process that I've discussed here, and they get the badge. And so for us at DEI Working Group, what our goal is for the badging project in the first quarter, at least, at least, is it, I'm trying to, okay, so let me just say that we are saying that at our best case scenario, the first 3 months by the end of March, And then the worst case scenario, by the end of June, we are able to batch 20 projects. Right, that's our desire, to see 20 projects batched, because this is just the first level, version one of project badging. We want to take it up to the next level, and for us to scale to say, oh, communities can come and have another level. Now we want to be able to say, oh, this 20 project that has this first version that we have even rolled out, how many communities have used it, how are they faring and all. So we don't just want to roll out stuff that people have not used, so, which is why we are saying that let's have 20 projects even badged before we then begin to think of adding the other levels of badges. So yeah, you will be engaging on our behalf. You'll be engaging people in your network, on your LinkedIn, just reaching out and getting them to badge. So what else? What else do I want to say? So I would say that you will it would be nice for you to leverage your network. I know that some of us have people and even maintainers that we've met maybe online that we can reach out to, and because you're now reaching out on behalf of a community now, like on behalf of chaos, it kind of puts weight on your efforts, so you're not just going by yourself, you're going in the name of chaos, right? So what's in it for you? Of course, I've told you what's in it for us. We are able to get 20 projects to badge, right? What's in it for you? You get to make impact, honestly. Big impact. Do you know why I said big impact? Because this project was launched in, was in early 2024. This is 2026, and we have still not moved beyond the 5 projects that are badged. Because I said 5 because I removed Chaos. Chaos actually launched it, right? In fact, let me say 4 because GitLab was part of it. GitLab and GitHub, they were collaborators for this project. So if I remove GitLab and Chaos, that's like 4 projects. So if we can get it to 20, that's a big deal. That means that something was lying fallow, and then a group of people came together and then they pushed it to 20 to start living again. So that's an impact that you can take anywhere with you. That's number one. Number two, you get to build networks, right? You reaching out to people to say, hey, I am an attribute ambassador for chaos, and this is the work we have been doing in the DEI working group, blah blah and all that. You don't know where that can take you, right? You don't know who you can be talking to that can, you don't know where that networking can go. So yeah, I think that's enough motivation for us to say, hey, let's put in our best, right? And just for the love of open source, let's do something great. What else again? Okay, I think that's that for now. If you have any questions for me, please let me know. Sorry, I hope I was not talking to myself.
No, not at all. Thank you so much
Oh,
for the presentation.
all right, thank you.
Hello. I do have a question.
Hi, Richmond. Okay, no problem.
Okay. First of all, thank you for that detailed explanation. I understand completely what an outreach ambassador is all about. The question I
Thank
have now
you.
is there a template of, let's say, open source projects and maybe the community managers, so the outreach ambassadors could know who to message directly?
Nice. That's a lovely question, honestly. Thank you so much. So, if you remember, I made a call out for the project manager and outreach ambassadors. So, the project manager is on the call. That's Winner Bright. Hi, Winner. Say hi to everyone. So
Hi,
she's going to be,
everyone.
all right. So she's going to be leading the outreach initiative, right? That goal of getting us to 20. So she's going to be following her, providing, should I say, direction for this particular goal. So you are going to be hearing from her. And then if you have any questions, you can always reach out to her. So her name is Winner Bright. And that's number one. Then two, there are resources, and I think she's also going to be doing more of sharing the resource. So but let me just give you something here. So I know this is a lot of information, right, to take in all in few minutes, and we will even soon be leaving. But then there is a playbook that we have created that you can sit with and go through in your spare time, that helps gives you more perspective about the project budget, and then how you can be an effective ambassador. So you can see here how to be an effective outreach ambassador, your key talking points to just help you. You know, it's a guide. You don't have to follow it to the letter, but it's something that can just serve as a guide. We have templates for you also, like an email. Maybe you want to send it to somebody's LinkedIn, like a direct message or even an email. Social media post, you know. Then template checklist for you also to help you, you know, contact points. So I'm going to be including, let me just note that down. I'm going to be including Winner in here, whoever you want to reach out to. So you can always reach out to me or to Winner, but right now Winner is the best bet, so that I can always go focus on other things. The reason why she's leading this is so that I can focus on the other things as the co-chair of the working group. All right, so what else? What else? What else? Yes, let me share this with you now. All right. Hold on. That's one. Then two. So there is a list that we have prepared by, so the working group, right now, chaos, there is chaos con going on in Europe, right? If you've been following what's going on, there's a conference going on, and that's why you haven't seen some other members in here. People are busy. A lot of meetings was cancelled, but I chose not to cancel this meeting because of our new contributors. I don't want us to lose the motivation and the momentum. So that's why I said, okay, I'm gonna keep this meeting today. So it's okay. We're gonna see other members. So they prepared this list already, but if you already have some communities in mind also, you can then add your own, although Winner is going to improve on this list, you know, to give us potential communities that we can follow up and engage. So we have a list already. You can add yours, what country is the project in, the contact person, then what's the status, have you started conversing with them, who is their outreach ambassador for that. If you're interested in this, please, you can take it up. I'm going to put off my name now because I need to really focus on the development aspect of the project budget. Currently, we are refactoring the code base and I'm leading that project. So it would be good for me to focus on that so that when people start to use it, it will not have any problem. Okay, so if you are interested in any of this and you do not see a name already, please feel free to add yours. Then you can start. All right. So do you have questions for me? Again, am I speaking to myself? My name. Hello, everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Oh, okay. So do you have questions for me? Any other question? Okay. So if maybe you think about any other question later, you're not clear, you can reach out to me. From the next meeting, that's going forward, like in 2 weeks' time, we are meeting again in 2 weeks' time. Let me stop recording. So if you want to ask any question, you can reach out to me. But from 2 weeks' time, we now will have settled into the role, and then you can then begin to reach out to her from there.